Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Okay, why you speaking while I'm speaking? Bitch, I'm talking.
I'm not cool enough with you for you to call me a bitch, so don't call me no bitch.
All right, well, bitch, she gave me more.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back. So today, I have a special guest. I'm bringing my sister along to this video because we've been watching the Basketball Wives Orlando show. Now, at first, I wasn't going to cover the show at all. I've been covering Basketball's LA because I just like the originals. And I was just covering way too many shows in general to cover Basketball Wives Orlando. But I saw it over the holiday break, and it's actually a pretty good show. And there is a lot to talk about. So the Basketball's Wives Orlando looks like it was actually filmed last year. I think they did like a pilot season or something, but I guess it must have never gotten picked up. And that's why in the show they reference a lot of what happened, quote unquote, last summer. So in the beginning of the show, Mehgan James, who she's kind of popular on social media and stuff, she met with Shaunie O'Neal, or I guess Shaunie Henderson, and they're kind of making her, Mehgan be like the Shaunie of the group, trying to be like the mediator, the one in the middle. In my opinion, she sucks at doing that. She's really boring after a little bit, and I really don't think she's cut up for reality television. So, what do you think about Mehgan? Do you think she's done a good job, like rallying the girls up, or do you think she's messy as well? And what do you think about her mom? Because she did have a pretty good scene where she was talking about her mom and she got her mom to a restaurant, and I did think that was a pretty powerful scene. So what are your opinions about Mehgan?
I think she gives mean girl vibes.
Really?
At first I thought she was like, oh, she might be like the mutual friend between all of them, but I just feel like in every situation she just causes drama. And I do feel for her with her mom's situation, because I do feel bad for her when it's like her mom wasn't around for her childhood, but I just feel like she's a mean girl and I can't stand her.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, she does have a relationship, so I hope that works out. So yeah, that's it as far as Mehgan. Let's talk about my girl Nique. I really like Nique. One of the things I like about her is that she's just so chill. I liked how even though she had those problems with Nikki, she still agreed to go to the slumber party and was just super chill about it. One of the things that I really like about this show that's a little bit different is that they're actually all pretty young, which and that's one of the reasons why I think my sister liked this show, because a lot of the housewives and other shows that I watch, they're like older women, 40s, 50s, even 60s. And this show, I mean, Nique is 24. I think Mulan is only 21, like that, a year older than me. So I think it relates a lot when there's someone younger. Do you agree that's one of the reasons why the show is good, because of they're younger, or what do you think about that?
I don't think it's necessarily that they're younger. I think it's more because this show is like new, it's fresh, so it's like barely starting to get involved with the drama and all the women.
Right, I get it. Versus a show like Basketball Wives LA, it's been women for a long time, and yeah, I get that. It definitely gives you a fresh vibe, which is one of the reasons why I really like the show. Because in a lot of these shows, I will also add, you had mentioned, like they all live in the same house. The thing is, they don't actually live in Orlando. When they film these shows, they move for like the summer or whatever just to film, which is one of the reasons why I do appreciate a show like Housewives, because at least the women live there and all of them are just there temporarily to film the season, which for like one season is good, but then as the show goes on, you do kind of want to have people that actually live there and have been settled in. But let's talk about the real drama. So, what did you think about Nique though?
I love Nique. I feel like she's so fun. She has a bright personality. She's very welcoming. Even though it has been a lot of drama cost to her. I feel like she's very forgiving.
Yes.
So I love her.
And I love the relationship she has with Mackenzie, because they share a baby daddy, but they're still being able to be cool. Speaking of, what do you want to say about Mackenzie? Because we're going to get into her drama with Danielle, but just as far as Mackenzie, what do you think?
Okay. I feel like I like Mackenzie, but I feel like they don't show a lot of her, if that makes sense. But I like that she gets along with Nique, and they talked about their problems, especially since they said last summer they did not get along. But now I like how they're chill with each other for the kids. And
absolutely.
yeah, I like her.
And then let's just go ahead and talk about Lyndzie. Lyndzie, she is pregnant. I feel really bad when she had that phone call with the dad of the child. It just sounded like and maybe he's just shy because of the cameras, but what did you think? Didn't he sound kind of like he wasn't like interested? Didn't that kind of make you feel bad?
Did. Especially when she was talking about how he is overseas or something.
Yeah.
And she was telling him, like, it's fine, like, if you're not here during the pregnancy, but I want you here for the birth. And he was just kind of like, oh, I don't know. So I feel for her, because I felt like that was really upsetting, especially her saying that she felt like that was gonna mentally F her up if he wasn't there for the birth. And
yeah.
He wasn't kind of like, he wasn't really engaging with her.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's talk about one of the biggest dramas of the season, which is Danielle finding out that Mackenzie is now dating her ex-fiance and the father of her children. Now, Danielle, the first time she even came on the show, she was already calling Mackenzie side chick and all of this. Now, Mackenzie claims that she was not a side chick, that she never dated, what's his name? Rashad, while he was with Danielle. Now, mind you, he and Danielle did have a family, like they have children and stuff like that, so that definitely makes it hard. But again, I love Mackenzie and I do like her, but I think that she's the type of girl who would get blinded by a love of a man. I don't think she was a side chick per se. I don't think she was actually dating him while he was with Danielle, or at least I don't think she knew. If anything, maybe he was lying to her. But what do you think about that?
Okay. I think Danielle is very much mean girl vibes. I feel like she gets triggered by any little thing. But I do feel for her, because they did say that her relationship with Rashad had just ended a few months ago, and now he's with Mackenzie. And I do feel bad for her. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like she's very, like, mean girl. Like, she doesn't give Mackenzie room for conversation. Like, she just gets mad and starts yelling and starts calling her names. Like, she was calling her Ratatouille and things like that. So
yeah, she was.
It's like, you need to chill, have an adult conversation. Like, yes, I get it. She's dating your baby daddy, ex-fiance, whatever, but she's just very, like, she gets triggered so fast.
I will definitely agree. So speaking of triggered, let's talk about the fight. They had a fight when they were in the quote-unquote Last Supper.
Yeah, what's up? We can take this outside to the street. Yeah, we can, bitch. Yeah, we can. What's up? Anytime. Yeah.
So Morgan and Danielle came in acting like uneducated and unclassy people, like women that had never been on somewhere in a social event, women that don't know how to behave. So Mulan had a very nice dinner for all of them to talk about their issues and everything that's going on. Now, if anyone watches The Housewives or these other shows that are a little bit more classy, then you will know that usually there will be place cards, and the place cards are there for a reason. So when Morgan and Danielle were coming in with their bad energy, as they always do, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, but coming in, switching up the cards, not even saying hi to the women.
Well, we gonna move it. No, yeah. That's petty.
Just being so aggressive and so nasty, that caused problems. So there's another girl on the show named Nikki, who Nikki, she is okay. I don't know too much of her to make a really good opinion. I will say I appreciated her and her being open about losing her sister and bonding a little bit with Ashley about that, but I did think she was extremely messy going and telling Mehgan that Nique and Mulan called them mean girls, because the way she told them was a little bit misconstrued, but that was what happened, and that was brought up into the dinner, and it caused a big fight because Nique was trying to talk, but she just kept cutting her off and wouldn't let her finish, so that became a back and forth, and eventually Nique threw a napkin, which she shouldn't have done that, and she admits it that she was wrong, but that caused the whole thing. Now, in the middle of that, Mulan tries to break them up. Danielle's, I guess she must be a little bit slow, you guys, because she thought that Mulan was trying to hit Mehgan, and instead of Danielle getting her friend Mehgan out, she punches Mulan. Like, what the hell? So that caused drama. What do you think about that? Tell us a little bit about what you think about the fight, the Last Supper.
Okay, I do agree that Mehgan and Danielle coming into the dinner already having the mean girl vibe, taking the place cards, moving them around. It was just like, the purpose of this dinner was for them to try and get along, solve their problems, but they have such mean girl vibes that they didn't even give a chance for everyone to spill went with that energy, always making fun of Ashley, but about everyone. It's like two little murmuring girls in the back.
Exactly. And you know what, speaking of Ashley, since we're talking about this specific dinner, I thought it was so weird the way Mehgan was just like, oh, you're white? I mean, you're not white? Like, I will agree that when you look at Ashley, maybe she looks a little bit Hispanic, but like, what? She doesn't, okay, she might look Hispanic or whatever, but she doesn't look white, right?
Yeah.
Like, if anything, like, why didn't she ask if Mackenzie was white or something? I don't know. That was just a little bit weird, but that's not really important. The thing that we're going to talk about is Ashley and Mehgan, because that's the biggest sort of feud that there is this season. Okay, so like I said earlier, the show had already been filming since like a year ago, so there is, I think, a lot that we don't know. Now, first thoughts about Ashley really quickly?
I liked her. I felt like she was very nice, very welcoming. So yeah.
I love how she's like a boss. Like, she has her own store. She's really the only one that, well, besides Lyndzie, she's really the only one that's married and has kids and has a beautiful family. Like, when I see her scenes, I'm like, wow, she really is, like, if I'm being honest, the classiest, the most elegant, most rich, and perhaps even the most happy, which maybe that's why Mehgan doesn't like her. So let's talk about Mehgan. Here's the thing, I go back and forth with Mehgan, because when I see her in her alone scenes, like her solo scenes with her mom, with the kids, she's lovely. She's awesome. She's amazing. Like, I want to give her a hug when she's talking about all the things that her ex-husband Eric has done to her. But when she gets into the group settings with Danielle, she turns into a whole different person that I don't like. She becomes very hostile, aggressive, childish, immature, because you can't go into a situation where as soon as you see Ashley hasn't even turned around to look at you, but you're already making comments like, you're ugly, you're dumb, you're irrelevant, with Ashley not even saying anything. Like, that makes her look bad, right?
Yes, I completely agree with that. When she's in her house with her kids, she's a great mom, a great daughter with her mom. And when she was talking to her mom about how she had resented her for her dad leaving, and now how she understands that situation, like, she's a completely different woman, like you said, when she's with her kids and her mom. But then when she's with the other woman, it's like, why are you so aggressive? And honestly, I thought it was so mean how when they were in the little restaurant and they were playing the Never Have I Ever game, and she was just being so rude to Ashley, telling her that she just looked ugly with that hairstyle. And when they were like, put your finger down if you have a fake friend, or if you're fake, and then she was like, girl, put that finger down. It's like that's so unnecessary.
That's what I'm saying. She says all these unnecessary comments that just make her look bad. And listen, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, because the big thing that she's trying to fight Ashley about is that supposedly Ashley brought girls over to her ex-husband. Now, could that be true? Maybe. Hell if I know. I mean, I don't know Ashley like that. Maybe it is true. I don't know. However, she seems to be more mad at Ashley than she is at her damn husband.
Yeah, that is very true.
And what I don't like is when Danielle and Mehgan get together, because it's I know you don't watch it, but it's like Lisa Rinna and Erica. It's like Robin and Giselle. It's like when you have these two people and they get together, they feed off of each other so well that they become even more like evil and deplorable. Now, going to this slumber party that was at Nikki's house, I thought it was very out of pocket because Mehgan threatened Ashley. She said she would unalive her.
You should. Oh, you threatened to kill me? Let me go. You threatened to kill me on camera? And I am.
Like, that's way too much. And Ashley wasn't even doing anything. She was just sitting down. She better thank God that Ashley is not problematic. Because let's be honest, if Ashley would have been anybody else, she would respond very differently to Mehgan's threats. I mean, if you threaten to unalive me and you're threatening to drag me and all these producers have to get in the middle, someone else might not be sitting there calmly as Ashley was. Now, we did find out on the latest episode that indeed Ashley, she didn't leak the address. She didn't tell the ex the address, but she did tell him that that Mehgan was staying in Orlando, which a lot of people agreed that's a little messed up. But how is Mehgan gonna film a whole reality show in Orlando and not expect the father of her kids to find out? So I don't know, that's weird. But again, Danielle and Mehgan together are horrible. They're desperate. They come across as bitter. That's the thing. And like we said, when they're alone, they're nice, like whatever. But right?
Yes, and I feel like it was very kind of sad seeing how Mulan and Danielle were bonding over basketball and all of that. But then when she's with Mehgan in the dinner, they get in a huge fight. Danielle punches Mulan. Now they're not friends, they're beefing, and I don't know, like I feel like them together just give such like high school mean girl vibes. That it's like, girl, just chill. Yeah, and like every time they walk into any event, like just like it looks like they're carrying around a big great crowd. Like those two, it's always those two. They come into an event with this horrible energy, and it's just so off-putting. And I'm gonna be honest, if I were Ashley, I would file a restraining order against Mehgan, because you can't be going around these events threatening to unalive me. So I'm glad she called the police in that episode. And like I said, maybe Ashley is secretly evil. We don't know. But Mehgan comes across way too hard. And she better think everything that she's not with the OG women. Because if she would have acted like that with Tammy Roman, Brooke Bailey, or even Evelyn Lozada, honey, she would be somewhere else. She'd be in Mars, because they would not play with her. But yeah, you guys, this show has been pretty interesting. Oh, and did you hear the part where Mulan said that her sister stole her rings and purses? Yes. That's crazy. That was very messed up. And that's messed up. And like, isn't it crazy how like Mulan was literally talking to them about being good girls and doing all this, and they did that? What would you have done? Like, I would have called the police. Like, those girls look like they're some trouble. No, yes, and when they were talking about how it was different because their mom was one way with Mulan, and then she kind of had some behavioral changes, and I was doing better or something like that, and they were kind of bonding over that, especially since they said that they had like run away or something, and Mulan was there for them, and they just go and steal her Chanel and her watch. It's like, girl, what are you doing? No, and that's like not normal behavior. Like, I mean, because they're old enough to know what they're doing. 17 and 13, you're a teenager, you know what you're doing. But yeah, you guys, that is what we've been thinking about Basketball Wives Orlando. As I said, I didn't think anything of the show. That's why I didn't even cover it or watch it. But I was pleasantly surprised on they seem to have good chemistry. Although, like I said, those two, Danielle and Mehgan, definitely have problems. And they're not going to come back next season if they're going to continue to act like this, because it's very off-putting
frustrating for the audience. But again, they do have valid concerns, and I do like every single one of the women. My favorites, though, I will say, are Nique. I love Nique. She's just so cool. And I like Mulan, too. She is definitely, she's like a don't start none, won't be none type of chick. But that's what it's been happening in Basketball Wives Orlando. If you guys would like to hear anything about the further episodes, please comment down below. Any final thoughts about the show or anything else?
No, I just agree with you. Like, my favorite also are Nique. I like Mulan. I just can't get over that. BBL. I like Ashley. I like Mehgan when she's alone in her house. I like Mackenzie.
Yeah.
I feel like she's very chill.
Yeah.
And I like Lyndzie, even though they haven't really shown a lot.
Yeah, she's more like a friend of the show.
But yeah, definitely Danielle is a no for me.
Okay, you guys, so please let me know in the comment section, what are you thinking about Basketball Wives Orlando? Have you been watching? And if you have, what are your thoughts about this Mehgan and Danielle friendship? Do you think that they're mean and that they have really bad energy? Or do you think they are in the correct? So please let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.